This museum has evolved. At first we started talking about boats, different kinds of boats. And as we've grown and expanded, our vision and our focus has changed. So now we're talking about our 10,000 treasures, the Minnesota lakes, and our personal attachment, our personal love, our personal use of these lakes, and how that relates to natural resources, their beauty, family enjoyment, memories made. So the idea in these galleries is to reach out and touch our visitors with something that they remember, something that they can relate to. So when they leave this place, they have a connection to us. As you travel through the different exhibits in the museum, we're offering you a lot of places to relate to Minnesota and its lakes. We have some of the first boats that were built here in Alexandria. We're standing on close to the area where the Alexandria Boat Works was built. At one time in Minnesota, there was close to 200 boat builders. It seemed like every area that had a little cluster of lakes had their own boat builder. Alexandria had theirs, and it lasted from the late 1800s through 1950 because it was a good quality product. As we mature and as our friendship grows, other unique boats show up. We also have a tradition of Larson boats here, and there was a man that ran Larson boats, Paul Larson, who wanted to do something special for a gentleman that went to school about the same time as him in Little Falls, a gentleman by the name of Charles Lindbergh. So he developed a boat called the Falls Flyer. Lindbergh across the Atlantic was the Flyer from Little Falls. The boats looked a lot like the airplanes of the day, wood framed, fabric covered with glue to hold them together, just like the wings of the airplanes. Double cockpit, so it had that airplane look, hence the Falls Flyer, and that product carried them through for a number of years as they switched to fiberglass and moved on. We also have some very interesting wood boats. Garwood in particular, who was a very interesting man, at one time lived next door on Lake Osakis, but he developed the hoist system, the dump truck system. He had lots of inventions and was a very good businessman with lots of businesses. His main passion was boats, and he started racing boats, became a national figure. He was as popular as Babe Ruth in the day, and he wanted to attain speed records. So he had worked on the first electric car, he had built a wood catamaran cruise liner, he had developed a PT boat for the military, and with his connection from the military, he bought thousands of these airplane engines and then converted them to boat engines. And his marketing approach was not for the masses. It was, if you were an elite person, if you were Mr. Rockefeller or Mr. Goodyear, you had a Garwood Baby Gar, 33-foot long, triple cockpit, and had an airplane engine in it, and you were cool. You know, we have those here, and they are stunning. The Gardens is our latest addition to the Maritime campus, and the way it got there is quite a story. The whole effort is donated. All the work there is donated. One person laid 11,000 square feet of pavers. It was like we had got some friends together, decided to do this project, and they raised their hands and in front of each other committed to taking care of things, and it's been done. So we have waterfalls, and we have this beautiful event stage, which adds to our community, where we have music and social events and weddings. And phase 2 has little private garden rooms and, elegant, quiet, serene hangout areas. We're working on phase 3, which is more a natural wildlife place. But people gather, people laugh, people cry. Young people are united. So that space is quite unique. Today at the Arrowwood Resort is our 28th annual boat show, classic boat show. It started out with just a few folks who had amateurly restored boats and gathered together to kind of display different craft, and it's growing. So today there is 35 beautiful craft in the water, another 20 exhibits on land. It has become more of a social gathering where other people or other nonprofits from the area show their wares. It's free, it's open to the public, it's very well attended because it has a festive carnival atmosphere. Very interesting people display unique pieces out there. There's always something cool and unique that shows up, besides the traditional beautiful mahogany boats. This event connects people with a wide spectrum of history, from the early wood boats and their elegance and the part that they played in their time period, to the 50s fiberglass, to more of the modern ski jet wake boat. When this boat show first started, the Maritime wasn't even a thought. It was a few people who had restored wood boats, who had probably cruised around together for a little bit, and the circle kept getting bigger. And then we heard of people in other towns that were doing the same thing, and we decided, let's have a boat show. Let's gather all these people up for a day. This museum has become much more than we envisioned. It's expanded and grown, and it's just wonderful to watch this develop. It's like a child growing, and with its pains and with its joys. And the way the community and the whole state has embraced it. We are not local. Our support comes from all over. And it's our friendships and connections are growing all the time because we are interesting, we have a wonderful presentation, and we touch a lot of people. We feel it's important to preserve the memories of the Minnesota Lakes and the Minnesota Lakes culture. It's part of us. It's part of the experiences we had when we grew up. It's part of things we want to pass on to the next generation. You know, when people walk in the door, they say, I remember this. I remember when my dad did this. I remember when I learned how to do this. And it brings a smile and a satisfaction and a connection back. And we're hoping that passes on to the next generation, and they have new ways to connect, new memories to make that we don't even know about yet. But this offers a platform to keep those and to pass them on and pass them on and pass them on.
This program on Pioneer Public Television is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund with money from the vote of the people of Minnesota on November 4th, 2008. Additional support provided by Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien in honor of Shalom Hill Farm, a nonprofit rural education retreat center in a beautiful prairie setting near Windham in southwestern Minnesota. ShalomHillFarm.org. The Arrowwood Resort and Conference Center, your ideal choice for Minnesota resorts, offering luxury townhomes, 18 holes of golf, Darling Reflections Spa, Big Splash Water Park, and much more. Alexandria, Minnesota. Explore hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for a great vacation or a place to hold an event. ExploreAlex.com. Tri-State Brain and Spine Institute, with locations in Alexandria, Edina, Crookston, and Maple Grove. Doctors dedicated to evaluating and treating all types of brain and spine problems, no matter how complex.